Tips for Creating Videos by Taylor Bresnahan,
Yelida Garcia,
and Teresa Gilmore.
Understanding Digital Photography. Before you create digital videos, one must purchase a camera and know the basic understanding of the terms. A $6 disposable camera is capable of taking higher quality pictures than an expensive digital camera and will provide same level of photography features as an expensive camera. All photographs have a resolution comprised of individual elements. Traditional film have grains and digital film has pixels. Resolution determines the suitability of an image. Computer programs refer to image resolution in DPI, which is short for dots per inch, and the printer resolution is in DPI as well. Interpolation is used to resize images into compressed file sizes. Discarded pixels can result in warped images or make them appear blurry. The more you change the original size of a photograph, the worse the image integrity. Image compression in digital cameras uses JPEG and doesn't harm the visual appeal of most images. Digital cameras have a huge advantage in the classroom because the whole process can be done in one class session. Concepts of imaging are great for math and geometry problems. Understanding digital imaging is important and will save money, time, and effort. It will also get the kids excited about multimedia.
10 tips for filming, summarized by Karen Lindstrom. Tip number 1. Use a big net. Always film twice the footage than needed. Start filming a few seconds earlier and stop filming a few seconds after the needed. Tip number 2. Never rely on software. It is not always able to save the day with its editing capabilities. Lighting, sound, and framing need to be previously planned. Tip number 3. Plan. Planning is the key to successful filming. It will increase a video's quality 10 times. Tip number 4. Don't zoom. Zooming makes video look amateur-like if done during filming. The camera should be zoomed prior to the filming process. If zoom is needed, however, during the filming process, it should be done slowly and carefully. Tip number 5. Good audio equals good video. 3 things are essential to recording good audio. A headset to check sound quality during filming is always a must. A microphone is essential for recording clean audio from subjects. A noise-free environment is hard to find. However, the most important noise-free component is you. Do not speak, sniffle, or hit the mic. Keep breathing at a low tone due to amplification. Tip number 6. Let there be light. Lighting is essential for good footage. The more light, the better. Use lamps, open blinds, etc. to enhance lighting during filming. Keep the light in the subject's face, whether it be inside or outside. Backlit shots mean no face. Tip number 7. The tripod is your friend. Everything should be kept steady except for the feet. Unnecessary movement should not be made. However, if movement is made, it should be done so slowly and smoothly. Tip number 8. Always retake. Do not hesitate to stop and retake a scene or question if you're not satisfied with its quality. It is better to be safe than sorry. An example of this would be when somebody fumbles with their words. Tip number 9. Questions or no questions. There are 2 possible scenarios when filming interviews. 1. You are the interviewer and camera person, hence the subject should repeat the asked question within their answer. 2. You are the interviewer and somebody else is filming. In such case, since you are not the subject, you should take up as less of the frame as possible and keep the subject talking as much as possible. Most importantly, however, no one should look at the camera to take the illusion of a conversation away from the audience. Tip number 10. Thirds or ninths, whatever, as long as it's not centered. The rule of thirds is the dividing of a film's frame into threes, that is, 3 times vertically and 3 times horizontally. Focal points should be kept on the 4 intersections of the lines. For interviews, the subject's eyes should be used as one focal point and their shoulder or waist as another. Never cut someone up at the knees. It looks bizarre. The morale of tip number 10 is to never have a centered shot. Exactness is not necessary because the frame works itself out.
Beyond words, the craftsmanship of digital products. Using digital media in the classroom can be a great tool because it combines images, text, sound, and animation. Unfortunately, most of today's classrooms still work primarily with the written or spoken word for learning and communicating. When working with digital media, processes and guidelines need to be specific to increase the quality of student products. Asking students to determine and develop a type of communication will help them to organize their information structure first and begin to select the technical elements as craftsmanship that unfolds their message. As an author determines how to package his or her thoughts, knowing the purpose and audience begins to shape the content, approach, and medium that will be chosen. Teachers need to be diligent and make sure that their students have a script and storyboards written before they allow them to use any technology. Just because a teacher or student has technical knowledge does not mean that the information will always be designed in creative and effective ways. Each medium used influences in its own way how we represent our information. Whether you choose to use image, sound, transition, voice, or special effects will determine how ideas are shaped and formed into a communication piece. Studies have shown that people process visual information 60,000 times more quickly than narrative information. When using images, graphics, or videos, they should illuminate content in the message through showing rather than telling information. Images should be used in such a way that without them, there is less understanding, influence, or impact. Some tips for effectively using images are varying the duration of time for which the images stay up, or if you choose to use music, move them to the beat of the music. Using the pan and zoom feature also gives interest to a still image, allowing longer durations and introduces intimacy with the topic. Using text size, it should be appropriate and left up long enough for viewers to read it twice. George Lucas says that sound is 50% of the motion picture experience. It can establish tone, mood, and emotional context. 4 general types of sound can enhance the message meaning: narration, guest voices, ambient sound, such as gunshots, roosters crowing, or clocks ticking, and music. A well-performed voice creates intimacy with the information while making the meaning of the message come alive for viewers. When using music, tempo, style, and rhythm guide the duration of images as well as timing for transitions. Sound levels of music do need to not compete with being able to hear narrations. Students should be coached to pace their voices so written words are delivered with clarity and emotional meaning. When creating digital products, it is important to make sure that the choice of images, music, sound, video, fonts, and title styles are intentional. Bells and whistles tend to distract and dilute the strength of the message. Remember, the openings and closings are made compelling and memorable through sensory experiences. When all is said and done, a digital product should be remembered for its soul, not the bells and whistles of the technology tools.